this is a thing going on right now. And this is really, and I'm glad.
Guys, do you remember Trapped?
I don't. I honestly, I don't remember TRAPT. There was so much and I was not familiar with them, and Samantha played the song for me, and I was like, I don't remember this song because it sounds like...
When this first story first started coming up, I was like, who the fuck is TRAPT?
Yeah, I never heard of them.
But then they started mentioning the song Headstrong. I was like, oh, I know that song.
Don't remember it, but...
So I remember the song, did not remember the band name.
Nope.
But now I'll never forget it, unfortunately.
But when you hear the song and you see what they look like, you're like, yeah, I get it. You're like, oh, yeah, they made that. You're like,
this all started not with what we're looking at right now. This all started because a Black Lives Matter activist tweeted at Donald Trump, replied to one of Donald Trump's tweets, and TRAPT replied to him. Basically, it was some MAGA shit, and it just started this whole thing where he's now interacting with all these celebrities like Chris Evans and our favorite metal bro. One of our favorite metal bros. He's not really a bro.
No.
He's just he's a little too woke to be a bro. Riley Gale Power Trip decided to step into the fray here.
Riley Gale's just kind of like a Texas guy that likes wrestling. That's what he is. I mean, he's not like a bro. He's just like a guy from Texas.
He's also he's like a young guy from Texas.
Yeah, so he's just like,
he's more he tweets a lot of socially conscious stuff.
Yeah.
He he's the type to mention being an ally to trans people, non-binary people, and stuff like that. He's very much trying to position Power Trip as a left-wing band, which makes sense because they are kind of a hardcore crossover act, a little bit political, even though their lyrics aren't overtly political.
Yeah.
Anyway, he decided to challenge TRAPT directly. And I think this is related to coronavirus because TRAPT was specifically talking about Trump's tweeting on coronavirus and people and trying to troll the trolls of Trump, basically.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, man.
He's simping for Trump over here. But
does anyone really remember TRAPT? Comment down below if you I honestly, and this was I was probably obviously these guys were big 20 years ago, and then they were kind of a new metal band, but they were kind of a Nickelback of new metal bands. By hearing their song, I was like, this is kind of Nickelback of new metal bands. That
song, their one hit wonder, came out in 2002.
It sounded like every other song back then.
Which was, for me, I would have been a sophomore or in high school. So it was peak me driving around listening to alternative rock radio.
Right,
so I heard this song a lot.
Right. This was definitely a perfect alternative rock radio band for that time.
I played it for Maledictus, and
I don't remember it.
It was more laughable.
It literally sounds
it.
like I said. It literally sounds like every other band did at that time. So I have no memory of these guys.
It was peak post new metal.
Yeah, it's post new metal. That's what it's. It's when new metal wasn't grimy anymore, when it wasn't freaky anymore, when it was when everyone was trying to do it. That's kind of the same thing happened with grunge, and you got bands like Nickelback and Creed. Well, these guys are the same version of that. With with new metal, you got Limp Bizkit and Slipknot and Korn. Those were the original guys. And then you get, when all that got really popular, record labels were we need more new metal bands, and that's where a band like this comes in.
Anyway, I didn't know TRAPT was still around. Apparently, they never stopped.
They're kind of like a Nickelback of, it's kind of like Nickelback. People listen to Nickelback, then you see these arenas full of Midwestern Canadians listening to Nickelback. I'm like, people like this, and apparently so.
Anyway, Riley called out what apparently also this TRAPT official Twitter account is run basically by the singer.
He has really bad.
Apparently. The rest of the band might not condone this, but we're just going to ascribe it to the rest of the band because why are you letting this guy run the Twitter?
He has really bad reburns. He has they're so ineffective. You don't sell tickets to anything. That's his response.
Well, Riley's I bet my band outdraws yours.
Don't get me
challenges him to a duel, basically.
Okay, Riley's not really helped. Riley's burns aren't that good either.
No, they're not.
He's just
honestly
pointlessly shit talking. But the TRAPT guy's responses are just what? It's that's your. You could have thought about that a little more.
Yeah. Honestly, the best burn about this guy came from the original guy he attacked, which was the Black Lives Matter guy, Bishop Talbert Swan, who called the TRAPT guy an untalented mayonnaise dripper.
Yeah, that's
That was the best Baron.
Better than anything Riley could come up with. But not only but the thing is, like, Power Trip kind of started this whole feud, but every other band like got into it though with him. It kind of exploded from there. As you'll see in this next article. Attila, Dance Gavin, the Acacia Strain, all these kind of bands jumped on this guy. About those. Jumped on this guy. I just thought it was funny.
I got my Power Trip shirt on here. I care about the Power Trip.
Even these other shitty bands were just like jumping on this guy too. Just look at this guy. Jesus. Look at his
Traps.
Look at his TRAPT tattoo, bro. What TRAPT?
TRAPT's main retort was like, I got so many streams on Spotify and Pandora.
And he's talking about like streams,
which caused half of Twitter to go, "LO Pandora."
He's like getting into this pissing contest that just has no validity at all. And like I said, Riley's not really responding with good stuff either, but it's easy. Like, you don't even have to with this guy.
And this guy's too much of a knuckle dragger, honestly, to have like a witty retorts with.
If this is him writing,
he says that his music is for high school bullies. He says that at one point. Like, he's like, you guys sounded like you didn't get shoved in the lockers enough, and they're like, aren't that your fan base? And he's like, no, our fan base is the guys doing the shoving.
Yeah.
And it's
just post a pic of the crowd you recently played for. Very easy. Hurry up, bitch. It's like, okay, there's your, like, we provided it for you. They're like very clear, like who goes. And then I think the guy blamed it on the coronavirus. He's like, well, there's a coronavirus and nobody showed up. No, you're one of those bands that like no one shows up to anyway, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But this thing goes on for a while. You could check it out.
It's still happening, honestly. Sucks. Like, it went on for days. I don't.
And now there's a lot of other bands like the Fatality, nice. There's all the bands are really jumping on these guys.
I think the best part is if you actually sit down and you listen to Headstrong, which I'm just going to assume is their best song because I've never heard any other songs, and nobody else has either.
Maybe their non-hit songs are better.
No, that's definitely their best song because we're not listening to any other ones.
Popular songs. I mean, it's the most best song.
It's probably the best one. And you listen to anything by Power Trip, and to speak in the language that Trap would understand, your music is some pussy ass shit compared to Power Trip.
Pussy ass shit.
Like, and you're gonna fight with them. Like, okay, Power Trip doesn't look that tough.
These guys, like, probably didn't even know who Power Trip was. I guarantee TRAPT had no idea who Power Trip was. They probably think Power Trip is like this nobody like band that like draws like 5 people. That's what they probably think. Like, I can't imagine they know who Power Trip is.
Oh, I'm sure they have no idea who Power Trip is.
Yeah.
But if like your music was going to fight somehow, like who?
Yes, if just the music fighting, yes.
Like,
it would just
Power Trip would kick the shit out of TRAPT. Okay.
Yeah, it would be kind of. Just,
you're daring to come at Power Trip.
It would be kind of criminal,
like some kind of tough guy when you play fucking Headstrong.
No, it'd be like
get the fuck out of here.
It would be like some 300-pound guy just stomping on some 80-pound guy. Like it would just be criminal.
You got this hyper masculine personality, and you play post new metal.
Just look at the face this guy's making and what he's wearing. This is clearly like Hollywood produced new metal. They're like, here, we want to make you look edgy. Wear this red leather jacket. And he's like, all right, bro. Like, clearly that's what this is. Like, I have way more respect for like a band like Korn or Slipknot or even Limp Bizkit than like this fucking guy. Like, this guy is just like he's like the second wave of it when all like the producers are trying to make a new metal band. That's what this is. It's post new metal. Okay.
All
like
right.
Despite the whole new metal resurgence, this is not part of it. No one wants these guys back. Okay.
Well, sadly, I'm sure this has done a lot for Trap's career. I mean, just think about it. I didn't even know their name. I knew the song. I didn't even know their name until this happened.
Never heard of them.
Maledictus never heard of them.
Never heard of them.
But now we know. We gave them a stream so we could hear that song again. I don't think we finished the song.
Now I was like, this is wow. I was like, this is horrendous.
Anyway, fucking milk it for all it's worth, TRAPT dude.
Yeah, that's why you're.
After this, we're never speaking your name again.
But come up with better burns, though. Come up with better like responses, because you're like this. Because his responses don't make any sense. Like they're just like, Like there were a lot more people there on that Monday during the coronavirus time, you dumb fuck. Like, what kind of, like, this guy's like writes like he's in 3rd grade. Seriously. Where are they from? We don't even know. It doesn't matter.
They're from Ohio.
Oh, that explains it. No offense to people from Ohio, but new metal bands are always from the Midwest. It's just a fact. Anyway, So we got So every other band is jumping on these guys as well. See, look, you can't take it, bro. I can't take it. Look at this tattoo.
I've got all this pain.
It's anxiety. Everyone's just jumping on me. They got their own little symbol tattoo. Anyone that like has a really bad symbol, like getting tattoos.
How do you know that's the TRAPT symbol?
No, it is. I saw it because I was looking at the TRAPT logo, and that is like the T in TRAPT. See, right there.
Is that it? That's it. Oh.
Yeah, you see, it's a T. It's like an inverted T, a negative space.
Yeah. Okay.
And he puts it in like a safe space there, so he can get a job after his band completely fails. He put it in like a very safe space, so he can get hired in the office. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so.